So this one, part E, is what I would categorize as an infinite limit. There are two types of infinite limits. Part F is an example of the other type of infinite limit, and if you want to see that, then go ahead and watch that video. What I mean by that, this in part E, this type of infinite limit is easy to identify because it says as x goes to infinity. So usually when x goes to infinity, the first thing I look for is who wins, the top or the bottom, or is there a tie between the top and the bottom. After that, you're going to go a couple different directions based on what it looks like. But this one is easy once I do that process. So if I know to do that. So this is equal to, actually I'm not even going to rewrite the limit thing. What I do is I've got x cubed over x squared. So really, this sine x doesn't really matter at all. It's just going between 1 and negative 1. And when I'm squaring numbers that are really big, think about squaring 200. 200 squared, well that gives me 4 with 4 zeros, right? So when I plug in 200, this thing doesn't matter. Maybe I get a little bit more than 40,000? Maybe I get a little bit less than 40,000, but it's still essentially 40,000. So this thing really doesn't matter at all when I'm looking at the limit. Same thing goes for the 14x. I'm cubing a number really big. Imagine cubing 200 and multiplying 200. So that would be 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Actually, not 4. Try 8. There we go. Now think about that in comparison to 14 times 200. So that would be looking at this guy and this guy. When I multiply 14 times 200 and subtract it from this thing, does it really matter at all? And how close is 200 to an infinity? Well, 200 isn't, like, we can get way bigger than 200, right? So as I get bigger and bigger and bigger, this guy is going to be less and less consequential compared to this. So I kind of can cross that out as well. So really this is equal to the limit as x approaches infinity of the only two that really matter are 4x squared over x cubed. Well, you could look at it here and say, boom, it's 0. You could also cancel this with this, so get 4 over x. Anyway, I have a horizontal asymptote of 0. So since I get number over significantly bigger number, right? X squared versus x cubed. Think about 500 over big, right? That's going to be a tiny, tiny, tiny decimal. As these numbers get further and further apart, it goes to 0.